Hey guys, welcome back to another great video in MUTEvolution.com's draft countdown, brought to you by me, DarkAlpha. You gotta feel for Browns fans. This team has just been so bad for so long. With a few bright spots, there Joe Hayden almost makes the play for me. But this team has just been so bad for so long. You gotta feel for them. TJ Ward, makes a pick for me almost right off the bat. This team has been starting to come along lately. They just sold the team to a new owner who really cares about the team. General manager Michael Lombardi, we don't know what he's going to do with him, but they have a few pieces that Trent Richardson, taken number 3 overall last year, great running back. They have absolute studs at offensive line. Center Alex Mack is great. Joe Thomas, everybody knows about him. They have a lot of pieces. They did a great choice last year selecting Josh Gordon in the supplemental draft, giving up their second-round pick this year. He's got no more potential, and he could really help Cleveland come along. The guy I'm playing is pretty good. This is one of my favorite games I've played in a while. Cleveland has an okay defense in the 4-3, but the new defensive coordinator coming out of Arizona switches to a 3-4. They really need to make a few changes. They don't have the cornerback opposite of Joe Hayden. Buster Skrine's fast, but he gets penalized too often. They don't really have outside linebackers there. They really need to think about outside linebacker or defensive end, probably outside linebacker coming up in this draft. Here, Buster Skrine, he tries a little cheese where he kicks it short to one of my guys who will fumble. Instead, I get a touchdown. But the Browns really need an outside linebacker. If Devontre Moore is there at number 6, you can almost guarantee he'll be off the board there. Picking directly behind the Browns are Arizona Cardinals and the Buffalo Bills. Both teams that desperately need quarterbacks. You might want to consider getting in a bidding war with those two. Let them move up. See if anybody else has a great combine. Barkley or Tyler Wilson out of Arkansas. Barkley was a great cornerback at USC, had a rough year last year. He was supposed to be number 1 overall, but key losses made him underperform. Tyler Wilson's a great quarterback from Arkansas. They could also go, Geno Smith is there. You never know, they might take Geno Smith. But the Browns really shouldn't replace Brandon Weeden just yet. He's turning 30, but he's got a strong arm. He's actually very good for Norv Turner's vertical, deep threat passing offense, combined with, Trent Richardson's ability to come out of the backfield. I wouldn't reach at number 6 for a quarterback, not when they have Brandon Weeden, his ability to go deep. They have a lot of options. I wouldn't, they've missed on quarterbacks so often, they don't want to push it again. Take the sure things. Wait till next year when they can really take a superstar and not, just not waste another first-round pick. This drive is sort of what the Browns need to do. Run the ball, take shots, keep them off balance. Next year when Brandon Weeden, the vertical offense is there, they need to do it, but they need to feed Trent Richardson. He's a superstar. Give him the ball. I get unlucky again here. I have a long drive, ate a lot of time off the clock, and I fumble, and of course I don't recover. The new 3-4 defense absolutely needs a good rush outside linebacker to provide pressure. They need to make sure they get a good one. If they're not certain about any of the defensive ends, though, or outside linebackers, they might want to consider getting another wide receiver for Cleveland. They could go Keenan Allen at number 6 if he has a good combine. I've heard a lot of things about Cordell Patterson, the wide receiver out of Tennessee. If any of the other wide receivers, like DeAndre Hopkins, have it, maybe they want to take Tavon Austin as well at number 6. Anything that to help get some explosion on this offense. But you have to consider defense first. If the linebacker's there, you take him, because you never know. They also need a tight end. Jordan Cameron has potential, but he loves running 6-yard routes on 3rd and 9. Can't fix stupid. If Zach Ertz is there and experiences a similar draft day fall like Dwayne Allen did, then Zach Ertz is a superstar and he could really help their team. Take him in the 3rd. Here, Brandon Weeden is just it comes out of nowhere for me, gets a touchdown. It is absolutely hilarious. This 30-year-old quarterback that's in his 2nd year, and nobody knows why they took him, in the 1st round, especially considering Russell Wilson, went a couple picks after them, but they passed on Russell Wilson. They chose to go with, Brandon Weeden, but they got him now, and they need to make it work. Jason Witten, 3rd and 20, does that ridiculous catch. I hate him. I then drop the screen pass that I almost pick off. I play good coverage here. I get a sack. I force 2nd and second and long, I think. What is it, 2nd and 16? And then he just comes out of nowhere, launches it right to my safety. I go up for the pick, and then his guy comes across. And then when they do that little hurl, and they're slamming Y and praying for it, oh man, it just rustles my jimmies. And then I'm pissed off. I try to push it. I throw a pick, and I give up a field goal. And now I'm down by 8 points, and I'm starting to lose it because this guy's pretty good, and my team's just not performing. But I'm going to use the Browns' strengths, and I'm going to use Trent Richardson. I'm not going to do a lot of splashy plays. I can't really do it. I need to feed Trent. I need to give him the ball he can catch. I need to let him, I need to get him out in space, and I need to give him the ability to make the ball. He's not bothering to stop me. I'm going to keep giving it to Trent. And this is what just Cleveland needs to do. Cleveland needs to be patient and wait for opportunities like this to present themselves. Not push it. You know, Norv Turner is going to want to go deep with Brandon Whedon and the receivers, but they're not going to be able to do it. Here, you know, I scramble out again with Brandon Whedon, you know, but they need to not push it, and they need to be patient, and they need to get it. Look at that, Trent Richardson, I give him the ball, and he makes it, you know, makes a play for me. After going up, you know, the middle and having his power run game, he starts to commit. Now it's tied, and I feel like the tides are shifting because I've started to figure him out on defense. This wouldn't be a bad idea to draft a quarterback in the later rounds, get a good developmental quarterback going while Brandon Whedon plays out his, you know, swan song years, even though it's funny to say that he's in his second years. Tyler Bray would be a perfect option, picked in the later rounds. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's got balls of steel. He's not afraid to fit it in the tight places. He shocked everybody by coming out early. He had a rough year after getting arrested last year too. Nobody expected him to come out this year because he could go back for senior season, easily become a first-round pick, if not the first round overall. He's got a ton of talent. He's got balls of steel. He's got accuracy, but a few issues will make him slide. This could be a huge chance for Cleveland to seize it and take it. I've been running the ball the whole game, taking small yards. He's committing. You know, now's my chance to go for it, do a play action, and I'll get a huge game from it. Not by going deep, not by, you know, chucking it long, but by being patient and waiting for the defense to overcommit. And then I'll take my shot, and I'm going to run it again. Trent Richardson cannot be stopped. This man is such a stud. The Browns have, you know, they could do a lot this year if they just feed him the ball and make sure him and the offensive line get to do all the work. And then look at Joe Hayden making the catch. I'm already up by a score. Now I got the ball again. Let's just watch this again. Watch Joe Hayden in the middle left stop as he realizes Tony Romo's too far. He's back before the wide receiver even turns. He's in the perfect spot. The wide receiver is nowhere near him, and he gets the pick, gives me the ball. I'm already up by a touchdown. Now's my chance to go ahead and seal the game. The Browns really need somebody aside from Joe Hayden so that way Joe can go to work and make his plays. I talked about it before. Buster Skrine, not a reliable option. Sheldon Brown's almost 34 and a free agent. Can't count on him. But you need somebody so Joe Hayden can make some plays. I'm going to point out, look at the offensive line go to work. The speed, the strength of this offensive line cannot be understated. They allow me to go up by 2 touchdowns. The Browns need to do something with their second corner. They can go out in free agency. Pac-Man Jones, believe it or not, actually a very solid corner. They could go for him, or they could target somebody in the draft. David Anderson might be available in the 3rd round. He'd be a perfect option, almost a dream. A great pair for Joe Hayden. He's 6'3", he's tall, out of NC State. Had a great year, but a couple of years ago, but slid due to, you know, a little bit of poor performance. But they need a number 2 corner. The Browns also have a lot of cap space this year, but there's not a lot of free agents out there that would help them. You know, all the big ones out there. Freeney, for example, he wouldn't fit in the 3-4. He didn't fit in the 3-4. That's why he was cut. The Browns need to take all their cap money, reinvest it in their players now, give, you know, big contracts, take the salary hits now, and you reinvest in your core players. And then this way, the Browns have a very, very bright future. Great offensive line, good defense, great coaching. You know, it actually is an exciting time to be a Browns fan. Alright guys, coming up next, the perpetually bad, except for Kurt Warner, the Arizona Cardinals. Alright guys, see you next time.